Welcome back to Afternoon at the Movies, episode 6. It's been a long time. It's now the September 2021. Happy to have Billy back. A round of applause.
Thank you.
Bill's
Nice to see you, Mr. Collins.
We did two. I did 2 episodes by myself, hoping that we were going to link up and do that Cinco de Nero, which never happened. But we got into the movies today. I hope you get to make it to the movies soon. I saw Candyman earlier this week. And what did we see today, Billy?
Today we saw the incredible film by Macho, directed by and produced by 90-year-old actor Clint Eastwood. And I thought it was an interesting.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I won't spoil it. I just want to say one. I just want to say one thing. I thought the supporting actors in it were fantastic, and I always liked Dwight Yoakam because he was in Sling Blade, and I just love to see him again on screen.
I like me some French fried taters. Cry Macho was 1 hour and 44 minutes. The collaboration writers with Clint Eastwood was the guy Nick Schenk. He did the last couple of films with him. I don't think I've seen a Clint Eastwood movie since Dirty Harry, so I don't know about $1 Million Baby or Gran Torino or
Phenomenal
The Mule.
film.
I haven't seen any of them. And then it was based on a book from 1975 written by N. Richard Nash. So it kind of a lot of things in this movie were old. Not only Clint Eastwood, but some of the ideas in the synopsis.
I thought I really enjoyed the aspect of each character in the film were all facing down the perspective of an obstacle that they had to face in their life and to overcome that obstacle. And one of them that was really bright and shining was the Rooster Macho. And I thought he rose to the occasion when he needed to find courage. And just like each and every one of these characters did.
Watching this garbage can get wheeled by us was more interesting than the movie Cry Macho. The rooster may have been the most interesting aspect of the whole film. And it's a fucking rooster.
No, listen,
Pardon my French.
Listen, I think it was incredible. It was. I felt like I was on another ride to the Wild West, and how much beautiful landscape is out there. Horses, mountainous ranges, beautiful skylines. Like, it just reminded me of that Eagles song, Peaceful, Easy Feeling, where, he talks about sleeping in the desert. And I want to give kudos to the old cars that were in that film. I thought it was incredible. So,
Viva la Mexico.
Yeah.
I guess we skipped ahead, but we should do the synopsis really fast. So essentially, Clint Eastwood is this guy, Mike Milo, an old champion horse tamer, rodeo cowboy in Texas. And I guess he got thrown off the horse, hurt himself, and he's seen better days.
He broke his back. And, you think about the perspective of rodeo riders and what they go through, and some of the visuals of that, and just the aftermath of like what one would face as a rodeo rider, and then the perspective, like I was thinking about the subtext of the Mustangs and how they have to, their wildness has to be reduced for them to be compliant and for them to get along in society. So I thought that was kind of a subtext that was coming through, that, we all have obstacles to find our way, and that we have to be compliant, not defiant.
We jumped ahead a little bit. So his boss fires him. A year goes by. It's about 1980 at this point, and he wants him to go get his son, who is in Mexico. The dialogue, in my opinion, was a little choppy. Didn't really seem believable. But he said, hey, I can't go because legal reasons. Jesus fucking Christ. He had to go down to Mexico to get this kid, and then there's all these threats, and then obviously he finds the kid in the first 5 minutes, and then spends about 3 weeks down in Mexico, and it's pretty much there's a scene in the car, and fuck you. the scene in the car where he pretty much says getting old sucks and all this stuff, and I just wish Clint Eastwood had Twitter. He could have just sent that on a tweet instead of making a 2-hour-long movie.
Yeah, but the kid was rebellious, and when we catch up with the kid, he was in the middle of like participating in cockfights and getting into the underbelly of the crime world, and yet he has the perspective of climbing out of it and experiencing life as working with an adult that's kind of going to show him the ropes on what the right things to do. Just learning the perspective, how much the kid loved horses.
Well, they were trying to say the kid was being abused and all this kind of stuff like that, but I think back to some other things with the kid cockfighting and doing whatever he wanted because his mother didn't really care for him. She was too busy partying or whatever. I don't think it was. I think from the perspective of Clint Eastwood, it was maybe like a poor viewpoint of maybe Mexico. I don't know. I'm not a Mexico expert, but it just seemed like if you're going to make a film, and use all these beautiful scenery shots of how beautiful Mexico is, and then kind of like shit on it as a place with, the cops getting bribed and all that stuff, regardless of if it's true or not, it just seemed counterintuitive. It was, this place is beautiful, this place is, kind of a trashy, non-modern country at the same time.
I just want to go back to the perspective of the kid, and he was pretty rebellious, and he was fighting, and until he was kind of seeing that this older gentleman is going to have there's some truth about him, and he's going to show me the way, and he slowly teaches him about horses. I was just reading an article about the healing perspective of the equine industry and how it's coming along, and I was like, yeah, because it was like man in the animal kingdom. There was another subtext between Macho and the horses, Raphael. It was so cool because it just brought that into fruition where we all need each other.
I don't know. There's a little bit of the whole in the part of the movie that was too long when they were in that one town, and everyone started bringing all their animals to Clint Eastwood as if he was a veterinarian. It was a little too much of like a white savior thing where like, look at me, I'm a cool old man. Because also everyone wanted to have sex with Clint Eastwood, a 90-year-old man. There was like 3 women who tried to have sex with him. And then the closing scene in the movie is his sex scene, which is essentially the slow dance again with Marta. And it was just very... I just felt like it was Clint Eastwood stroking his own ego. I'm happy he was able to make a film and write and direct and do the whole shebang, but it was a little unbelievable. I mean, granted, film should have fantasy, but
yeah, but what about people that are older and have relationships in nursing homes? That still have that human contact. Where older people come together.
It was much younger women. The boy's mother might have been late 30s, and then the other woman was probably not much older, early 40s.
Yeah,
Clint Eastwood's 90 years old.
That was a little...
I wasn't buying it.
Okay.
They were decked up in a lot of makeup, Hollywood style, meant to look nice. It was a tough sell for me. I think Clint Eastwood was trying to make a statement about his own sex life at 90, and I'm not interested, to be honest with you.
You weren't going to buy it.
I'm not buying it. Yeah, anything else, Bill?
I would like to, say that I really enjoyed the film, and I would like to almost see it again because I liked what Raphael, the kid that was in the film that was his co-star, I liked what he did with his dialect, and I thought that was an obstacle that he faced, and he overcame it, and he was quite fluent in Spanish, and I liked the perspective of hearing Spanish and English, so I was happy about that too, and the subtitles.
Only certain lines were subtitled, which I found interesting. That was actually one of my only pros of the film, that it actually made me try to like dig up in my own head Spanish, and at one point I turned to Billy and said he called him a stinky old man, because I know what he said, but a lot of the times they only, like, very few lines were actually captioned. Yeah, there was some humor tried to be injected into the film, not all that landed, but I think at a certain point I was just very done with the movie, and I got to chuckle a lot at a certain scene that was just very poorly executed. I'll let you give it a little score, Bill.
I would say on the Williams score card, I'm going to give this film.
He said he knew. He said he knew.
Yeah, I knew. I'm gonna. Well, I was kind of. No, I'm kind of weighing out all the things we talked about with the film. I'm gonna give it an 8.
An 8. Oh, okay. You said you wanted to see it again. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 6. A 6 out of 10. Very weak 6. At that, Billy was gonna take so long to pick a score. I thought this review was gonna be as long as the film. I guess I'll thank you if you watched. I'm not going to thank this Whole Foods because this goddamn cashier kept going. I don't know if we're going to record this one again. I think we got a nice little 10-minute clip, and I think we got enough, and we're happy to be back, and it was the perfect movie to pick to have a conflicting boomer millennial opinion about who else than a bag of bones writing and directing and starring in a neo-Western cowboy film.
I love it. I love the way that guy works, and I still think he has it, and kudos to him.
He turned to me at one point in the movie and said, "Look at how he's walking." He literally walked like a dead body, like a skeleton. It was embarrassing. It was crazy.
I love that
He
guy.
literally looked like he was going to die for an hour and 44 minutes, but everyone wanted to have sex with him. It was completely absurd. Well, anyway, thank you guys so much. A lot of great movies coming out this fall since they've all been backed up, and hopefully we're going to get to see them and give you guys our 2 cents.
And we look forward to seeing you, and thanks for listening.
Have a nice day.
Take care, couples.